Here's your daily news roundup from 97.9 WGBW.
From the 97.9 WGBW newsroom, I'm Connie Fellman with this local news update. 50 local nonprofits just got a big boost in Green Bay as part of the annual Give Big Green Bay campaign. City leaders kicked off the community-wide Day of Giving initiative at Lambeau Field yesterday, announcing the 50 groups selected to benefit from the 9th annual campaign. The Green Bay Packers Foundation and Greater Green Bay Community Foundation host the event each year. Organizers say since Give Big Green Bay began less than a decade ago, more than $17 million has been raised benefiting 154 nonprofits in Brown County. The 2026 Day of Giving will kick off at noon on February 25th and run until noon the following day. The state legislature is now enforcing rules banning recording during committee meetings. Wisconsin Eye shut down about a month ago. That means there's no way to watch proceedings in the legislature unless you're there in person. Media cameras are still allowed, but everyday people cannot record committee meetings. WisPolitics reports witnessing a Republican leader telling a staff member for Democrat Melissa Radcliffe that she couldn't record her boss. As the legislature started work in the new year last week, there were other committee meetings where lawmakers said no one could record it. Some Democrats are concerned, saying there's not enough transparency. A spokesperson for Speaker Robin Vos says they're just reaffirming the long-established rules of the Assembly. Democrats have introduced a bill that would create a publicly funded alternative to WisI, basically making that transparency a function of government. But it would need Republican support to pass. Wisconsin's top health officials are again breaking with the CDC on how to best protect kids from life-threatening illnesses. Savannah Tomei-Olson has the story.
Last week, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reduced the number of diseases they recommend kids get vaccinations for. They used to recommend shots to protect kids from 17 diseases, and their new guidelines would only protect against 11. They've stopped suggesting kids get vaccinated against the flu, hepatitis, and some strains of meningitis. This is something Secretary of Health and Human Services Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has pushed for. President Donald Trump says this change matches other developed nations. But Wisconsin's Secretary of Health, Kirsten Johnson, says changing guidance to match other countries when we don't have the same healthcare infrastructure and support as those other countries will not work as well for the U.S. She says, quote, "It creates chaos and confusion and risks the health of Wisconsin's youngest and most vulnerable citizens," end quote. The state DHS will continue to recommend protecting kids from those 17 diseases, and Wisconsin doctors can continue to follow that guidance.
Here in Green Bay, the Stay Healthy Brown County website, in connection with the Public Health Department, has many resources available to answer questions about vaccines. With news at the top and bottom of the hour all day and on demand anytime at WGBW.FM, I'm Connie Fellman, 97.9 WGBW News.
A timeout for Wisconsin. I'm Mike Clemens with sports. Men's college basketball, an up-and-down start to the season. Wisconsin now on a roll. Wins over 3 Big Ten teams in a row. UCLA, Michigan, and Minnesota. Up next, they host Rutgers Saturday afternoon at 1. Greg Gard.
And we need a day off. We've had this has been a heck of a 3-game grind. So we'll get some rest tomorrow and then use the last 2 days of the week to prep for Saturday.
NBA, the Bucks in San Antonio tonight to take on the Spurs. NFL, the Bears host the Rams Sunday night at 5:30 in the playoffs after beating the Packers last weekend in Chicago. Lucas Van Ness.
Yeah, that hurts. I got to give credit to them. They found a way to finish in the fourth quarter last 2 times we played them, and unfortunately that comes down to our finish, and we didn't do enough defensively to hold our lead, and that's going to sink for a while.
That's Packers defensive end Lucas Van Ness. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
I'm meteorologist Brandon Bormans. Increasing clouds today, high temperatures in the low to mid-20s. For tonight, light snow developing, temperatures steady or rising a bit. On Friday, light snow showers to continue, total snow accumulations of 2 to 3 inches, high temperatures in the lower 30s.
That's your Green Bay News Roundup from 97.9 WGBW. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And find more news anytime at WGBW.FM.